Well, we are live. I say we, kind of in the royal sense, because we've got Ken trying to get connected. Let's see, any luck? Let's do this. I'm going to refresh that link. Yes, okay, that's fine. Okay, well, we've said that we are streaming, we're back, we're doing blah, blah. For those that have never seen me before, my name is Hatton Humphrey. We are waiting, we're trying to help Ken Johnston, co-host, cohort, collaborator, an all-around good guy, to get his technology in and going. And let's see what Facebook is saying as far as live, because we should be live on the stream. Here we are. Hey, look at that. And we should also be going out to our YouTube channel. So facebook.com/Front Porch Political Talk. There we go. Let's bring in Ken.
Hey.
Hey.
Will this work?
Yes, that did work. Probably want to tilt it up just a little bit there. There we go. We'll get your laptop working here. Let me turn off the logo. The logo is sitting right over your face.
Yeah, I see that.
There we go. And there's Rebecca. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube.
Hey.
Yay!
Can't see me, right? I don't want to.
Yes, they can see.
There we go.
All right, I don't want to be seen right now.
Yeah, we're still feeling quite like death warmed over.
Oh, well, so this is crazy.
You're sitting a little too low. I can only see you like from here down, from here up.
Oh, I'm full screen on mine, so I'm not sure why it's not showing the full thing on yours. Are you on your phone or your computer?
No, on you. I can see me fine.
Okay.
You from like here up.
That's weird.
Go away.
He's bald.
Here, go get me some water. And bring me some water.
He didn't know.
All right, well then go. We're working. Go. Be nice. Go.
Well, he's bald.
Yeah, you're gonna be bald too.
All right, I'm done.
Kids, did he just say he's bald? There's hair there. Maybe.
I think it's because we call you Hat. He's like, he needs a hat. He needs a hat.
Yes.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah. So anyway, we are definitively live.
A hat.
We're back. I got to switch over and just see what we've got for the 16 subscribers on Front Porch Political Talk on YouTube. And the 100 and or wait, how many is it? 99. No, there's 99 followers on Facebook. So eventually the news will get out and we'll have people commenting, and I'm sure some folks will have the response of, well, it's about damn time. Oh, so we did pick a couple of topics, some things to talk about. Do you have a preference in the order that we talk about these things?
No. Let's first, I think we need to inform everybody that I'm sick.
Yeah.
The Mexican beer flu has caught me finally. So this episode, I'm tired. I've read these articles a couple times. My retention on them has been pretty low.
That's okay.
Everybody, forgive me.
That's okay. So I'm wondering, do we want to talk about vaccine mandates then?
No,
No.
because there's some things that I want to talk about with the Rittenhouse case.
Okay. All right. We can definitely jump to the Rittenhouse case first.
Mainly want to stay at the 60,000 foot level.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Rittenhouse case. I think we can, I'm no legal scholar, but I think we can agree that the prosecution did a miserable job. Oh, check it out. Yep.
There we go.
Patton's working his magic.
So for anybody that might have been under a rock or not paying attention or not watching, the backstory is a 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse decided to take a med kit and an AR-15 and cross into Wisconsin. Kenosha's Wisconsin, right?
Yes, from Illinois.
Kenosha, Wisconsin, and quote unquote help out against BLM rioting and other nefarious activities at the time. What happened then is what's on trial now, because Kyle Rittenhouse discharged his weapon, injured one, and killed two people. Kyle is now 18, and his defense has been self-defense.
Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, Ken, but his attorneys have done an absolutely strong. They've made a strong case for self-defense, and that case was backed up by the prosecution's witnesses.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. The witnesses for the prosecution basically made the defense's case for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because even it's even the person that was shot said he didn't pull the trigger. He didn't shoot until I was coming after him and went to grab his gun.
Right.
And there's another. I don't have the image here, but there's another article where it just has the prosecution's the prosecutor's hands in his head in his hands like this. Just
yep. Just smoked.
But now so a lot of the analysis. Why do you think the Kenosha DA brought this case to trial?
If I had to guess, I say it was a high-profile case, and the DA was going to make a name for himself.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. Or he's just an incompetent DA, didn't do his due diligence on the case.
Well, in a lot of cases, you get you have individuals say, this is a self-defense case. It's easily a self-defense case. There's these cases normally don't make it to trial.
Well,
and one of the what's that?
Here's the interesting point about this case, though. And Kenosha, it's Kyle's hangout, even though he's from Illinois.
Yeah,
apparently hung out in Kenosha.
Okay,
he crossed 5 states.
Right.
But what he did do was cross state lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where things get a little interesting. Because, let's
Right.
bring a firearm you bought in Illinois to a riot going on in Wisconsin.
Well, it depends on the state gun laws in each state. I mean, I know that's true for like going from Pennsylvania into New York, because New York doesn't allow for out-of-state weapons to be brought in. I don't know if that's the case between Illinois and Wisconsin.
I doubt it, because there's a lot of hunting that goes on between those two states.
Yeah.
But then we're not talking about a hunting rifle.
Nope.
We're talking about an AR.
We're still talking about a rifle.
We are
not a handgun. But here's the theory that a lot of folks are putting out there, is that the reason that the DA brought this case was solely to quell the street justice that was screaming for Rittenhouse's head, that it was to appease the mob.
It could be. It's not a really good reason to prosecute somebody.
No, it's absolutely not. And maybe they thought that the defense wouldn't. I don't know. But now this has gotten even worse, because here's the political side of this. We now have individuals in Black Lives Matter, or the cousin of George Floyd, the cousin of George Floyd. They're all saying, if this doesn't go the way that we want, we're going to get our justice no matter what.
Right.
And that is quite honestly scary, because
it is. But that's a perfect segue, Hat. You're a genius. Look at what this guy's doing in New York.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you don't give us, if you don't do what we want you to do, we're going to riot.
Right.
You bring back the plainclothes gun unit, and I'm going to burn the city down. Yep.
So let's hear. Eric Adams is the mayor-elect in New York City. And real quick, Brian Croak, a friend of mine from the Chaplain Croak, has made the comment that I bring my firearm with me from when I travel state to state, but I always check the legalities before I take it out of my state. That's the key there. I don't think Eric would not have known those legalities, especially if he's trained in firearms. So let's go ahead and hear what Eric Adams here has to say about policing ideas.
I don't have any volume.
Okay. Don't have volume here. Let me fix that. I may have to remove it and re-add it, because I may not have brought in the sound. Oh, I didn't. Yep.
Well, the one thing about the Kyle Rittenhouse case that I really wanted to touch on, was how he started a GoFundMe and it got canceled. Sorry, everybody.
It had a GoFundMe and it got canceled.
It got canceled.
Yeah. Was it canceled by? Was it canceled by GoFundMe, or was it canceled by the family?
By GoFundMe, because they didn't want to support someone who was actively shooting people.
Yeah, and that honestly, that could be a very easy, that could be a very easy way to protect the company, because honestly, would you want your company's name linked with, paying the defense fees for somebody who just went, I'm going to go shoot people?
No.
So that's, I can see the business sense behind that. But Brian also asks the question in here. Let me bring in the chat here. Is that coming up? No, it's not. Okay. That's not going to work. This is a new platform, by the way, and I'm really liking it.
I'm liking it too. This is cool.
So, but Brian asked the question: can the state be forced to pay Rittenhouse's attorney's fees?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. Honestly, I think Rittenhouse has two other cases at least coming up against him. If he is acquitted, I think he's looking at wrongful death suits from the families.
Yeah, probably.
And so that then, is where a GoFundMe or something similar might work better than the criminal defense case.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go ahead and jump back in. I have fixed the audio issue, so let me go ahead and bring this in.
In our offices now, they're going to have their body cameras on every interaction. We're going to use precision policing to identify the gang members, the crews. We're going to target them. That is my focus, targeting the gang crews and the guns in our cities. We're going to have well-trained officers knowing conflict resolutions. The supervisors are going to closely monitor them, and they're going to review the video footage. Those officers who are abusing their authority, they'll be held accountable, and if they continue, they will be removed from my department. So you're going to see a better style.
So, talk about being very that's a very unflattering. There we go. It's an unflattering pause point.
Yeah.
Talk about setting a tone for having these these gun units. They're going to be monitored. They're going to be trained. They're going to have the tools and the resources they need to carry out their mission, which is, I think, critical when we're talking about this whole issue with police. They where was it that they had the vote? Was it Minneapolis? Yeah, Minneapolis voted not to do away with their police organization.
Yes.
And replace it with a Department of Public Safety. There are things that can be done to help both sides of this conversation. And training and outreach and communication are key in those.
Training is.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting because this is a response to Black Lives Matter leader Hawk Newsom saying if they put out gun crews or armed police again, we're going to riot. Well, this is in a city where if you go into the subway at the wrong time, there are people just randomly shoving people, trying to get them to go, trying to push them on the tracks.
Right.
There are people that are just going about their everyday life being attacked. And not because somebody's got a chip on their shoulder or has anything like that. It's just because people feel that it's the thing to do. Having an armed police force, an armed and well-trained police force is crucial in addressing that.
Absolutely.
Apparently the Bills just did something well. Sarah just screamed from the bottom. It was 10-0 when I came up. So
nice.
We're recording, by the way, on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, and
just heads up.
Yeah,
I'm back.
You're what?
I'm hearing the phone.
Okay, here, let me turn that off. We'll take that back through. That should be better.
Think so.
Yeah, you were cutting out a little bit. Yeah, some things to maybe bringing in the audio. Maybe I need to do it a different way. there are other ways that I can do that. But yeah, the New York City, instead of electing, these elections that just happened are definitively proof that individuals are not putting up with the socialist narrative BS that that's been going on.
Right.
There's definitely a there's definitely a lack of enthusiasm for the socialist movement. Eric, in New York City, there was somebody to the left of de Blasio. Yeah. There was somebody to the left of de Blasio. So when we look at, Eric Adams, he's let's see, hold on a second. Who is, I remember hearing, he spent 22 years as a New York City police officer, and was the Brooklyn Borough president. So, pretty good credentials there. I'm actually excited to see a change in tone for that. That's a bit of a realistic tone. The other one, and this is definitively a local story for me, but and I don't have an article on this one, but in Buffalo, did I tell you about the Buffalo mayoral candidate or campaign?
Yes.
Okay. So India Williams is a socialist Democrat, or Democratic Socialist, or whatever she wanted to call herself, that beat the kind of centrist candidate in Buffalo, and he won on write-in, and now they're calling for him to be removed from all of his leadership roles in the Democrat Party because he dared challenge the system.
Love it. Good for him.
And he won by 60%.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Yes. Right in 60%.
Wow.
So definitively there's some good news there.
Look at what happened in Jersey with Ed Durr.
Oh yeah. Even though he didn't win, the fact that it was a half a percentage point.
He won.
Or no, it was less than half a percentage point.
He won.
What?
Yeah, Ed Durr won his race. The truck driver.
Are you talking about the mayor, the governor of New Jersey?
No, state senate.
Okay.
Ed Durr is a truck driver that actually beat the New Jersey state senate president.
Oh wow.
And that was spent $169 on his campaign.
That's because he was offering somebody different. He was offering a different viewpoint.
Well, I saw an interview actually through the Bongino report. Saw an article this morning, a quick blurb, that he was on the Tucker show. And he just said that the gentleman that he beat was gracious, asked for a recount. He got his recount. He conceded. He called him up, congratulated him. He said everything was above board. It was really nice. And then Ed finished the conversation by saying, if you need anything, call me, because now I'm your rep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You're winning with grace. Winning with grace.
So,
the race that I thought you were talking about was the one for governor, between Murphy and Getawell. Murphy was the incumbent governor, and New Jersey was a state that Biden won by 16 points.
Yeah.
and a businessman named let's see, what was his Jack Chiatarelli. I'm butchering the name, I'm sure. It was within less than half of a percentage point. Days after. And so but just wiped that lead out. So the 2022 elections are going to be interesting.
Yes, they are. Speaking of that, I want to talk about Virginia too, the Virginia elections.
Yeah.
With the lieutenant governor, whose name is eluding me right now.
Winsome Sears.
Yes.
Black, female, Marine veteran,
immigrant. Is she an immigrant?
Jamaican immigrant, Republican.
God bless her.
Yeah.
But the backlash that came from the mainstream media on her was
still is.
It's stupid.
Still is. Oh, she's the black mouthpiece for white supremacy.
Yes. She's
what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
We're talking about a Marine. Really?
Yeah.
That whole thing just blew my mind.
That makes me think of, let's see, where is that? I cannot find that image quickly. Yeah, no. There's I can't find the image, but there was an old image going around, Black Klansmen for peace and inclusion.
I'm not going to share it. I'm not. I stumbled into a very politically incorrect video on YouTube, and it was absolutely hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it.
That's okay. That's more than okay. But yeah, the Virginia election is really rocking the Democrats. They are scared, and rather than I actually put a post on the Facebook page where I said when they were talking about I listened to CNBC, and on the spot analysis said this is a whiter, older electorate than 2 years ago, and they kept pounding that narrative. They cannot accept that people did not accept their messaging and their candidate.
No.
When you have and let's be fair here, Terry McAuliffe it was his race to lose at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he did a spectacular job of it. He literally said, no parents don't have a right to have input to their children's education. Guess what vote that immediately shifted to his opponent? The Republican, or the white female vote.
Yeah.
And the whole, that was huge. And then, there aren't enough. The problem with today, with the education system in Virginia, is that there are too many white teachers. These are the kinds of things that get said and can't be unsaid.
No.
No.
But can you imagine if one of us said the problem with the educational system wherever we are is because there's too many black teachers. I mean, it's such an ignorant, stupid comment.
Well, I mean, in Buffalo, they literally said one of the job requirements for being superintendent at one point in time, this has been changed, but the job requirement for being superintendent was that you had to be black.
For the school system?
Yep. To be the Buffalo Public School superintendent.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It is. Well, I'm going to blame Biden. When he said he had a woman of color as his VP.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there aren't women of color capable of doing the job, but you end up blocking out a group of other people that could be better. Let me rephrase that. Any of them would have been better.
Hey,
Vice
well,
President.
apparently, not Condoleezza. I have Condoleezza Rice on my brain now. Apparently, Kamala has now been to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the video where she broke out the French accent in France?
Yes, I did.
And they embarrassed us. I was disgusted.
Oh, Biden falling asleep at the climate.
No, I'm not.
He needed his nap.
And those guys drone on and on and on. It could have been.
True.
At any point in time, you could have taken that picture and half of them would have been asleep. I'm not gonna. It's funny. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But just the fact that Kamala, our vice president, couldn't primary her own state.
Yep.
Now she's the president of the Senate.
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He'd have been better off. He'd have been better off asking Joe Manchin to run with him.
Would have saved having to fight for that vote.
Yeah.
So, all righty. Well, we're at about the half-hour mark.
Well, hang on. Let's bring up one more point before we wrap.
All right.
You're talking about the 2022 election.
Yes.
What do you think is going to be Trump's finger over all of that?
Well, okay. So statistically and historically, when the White House changes hands, the Senate typically and the Congress is in the hands of the party that takes the White House. In the midterms, the opposite party will take the House and Senate. Well, we'll take the House. Sometimes we'll also take the Senate. There's not a lot of. I mean, the Senate's 1 or 2 votes,
right,
split. And I don't know who's up for election in. Yeah. Okay, so Senate's the Senate is sitting at there's really 6 contested seats. In Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia are really the contested seats. I don't see, let's see, Washington, Oregon, California all have votes or all have races. Those aren't going to change in the Senate. Colorado might, depending on how Colorado leans at that point. Wisconsin's going to be a toss-up. It's going to be a question mark. And I think a lot of that's going to be based on how the electorate continues to react to some of the issues in that area.
Right.
Pennsylvania, I think a lot of that's going to depend on how COVID and economic recovery attempts push. If we see the Democrats get a good hold on actual realistic economic and recovery, Pennsylvania may be Democrat at that point. North Carolina and Georgia, I don't think those are toss-ups. Honestly, they've got Florida leaning red, which means that somebody there thinks that there's a chance that Florida is going to flip. I don't see that happening. Flipping to Democrat.
No, it's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Not right now.
And there's two independents. So it's currently it is sitting at 50 to 48 with the independent siding with the Democrats. So it's 50-50 basically. Now, as far as Congress, I do not question that the number of seats needed to take the Senate or the House. I have no doubt that the House is going to go back to Republican hands. Because all of the far left activity is sitting in the House, and they're going to pay for the squad.
You think so?
I think after some of the crap that's gone on this time, especially with the mandates, and especially with the infrastructure bill, and especially with the Build Back Better plan, which is going to be on our next thing of conversation. I don't see I don't see the Democrats holding onto the gavel. Now, that being said, if the Republicans run crap candidates, then all bets are off.
Right.
But how much does Trump flip that scale? I think if candidates follow the mantra of, support me, but just depending on the district. I mean, in a deep red district, yeah, I mean, Trump can be right next to you having a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
But I don't see it helping. Part of the reason that they say that Virginia went the way that it did is because the candidate said, okay, Mr. Trump, thank you for your support. I appreciate your endorsement, but really I need to run this campaign and campaign on my own.
Right.
I know you want to help me by doing these things. And everyone's like, oh, he's distancing himself from Trump. No, he didn't. He did not distance himself from Trump. He utilized Trump as a valuable tool in his multifaceted toolbox.
Yeah. And Trump is much. He's smart enough to know he's decisive, and if a candidate asks him to, hey, step back, help me if you can, but let me do what I got to do, he's going to do it.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
Couple jabs at you on the way out because his ego's been hurt, but
that depends.
Yeah,
that depends. But it's amazing because on the other side of the coin, I think what you're going to see is a lot of Democrat candidates try and line their opponents up with Trump or say that they're like Trump. Referencing back to that Buffalo article or that Buffalo issue, Andy Walter actually tried to make Byron Brown look like a Trump supporter. Byron Brown has been a centrist Democrat for decades, and he has a proven track record where he didn't even want to meet. He wasn't. I don't even think he met Trump when he came to Buffalo.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, saying that he's going to be some, Trump loving, well, because he spent money that the Trump administration gave to New York State to give to Buffalo to help with COVID. He's suddenly a Trump supporter.
See, and that's one of the problems with our society, man. It's not Trump giving you money.
Oh,
money for COVID. He's not trying to buy.
It's kind of like the whole vaccine thing. If Trump had won, the people that are pushing the vaccine and saying that everybody needs to get it and the science is real and yada yada, every single one of them, well, I won't say every single one of them, but a good majority of them would not be nearly as vocally supportive. And a good number of the people that are questioning the vaccine, which I have, I actually need to get my booster, would be, less questioning of the science and all of this. There's a lot of, there was a phrase that I heard that is one of those you can't argue with. The virus is real. Raise your hand, Ken. The numbers are inaccurate, and the fear is political.
Yeah. On that note, I got to remember where I saw it. I think it was actually at the gym. There's a chart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the very top number in the chart in red is total cases.
Yep.
Down here on the chart is total deaths. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
It's just this subconscious messing with your mind.
Yep.
And
it's Mark Twain has a quote. There's three kinds of lies. There's lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Yep.
And when we talk about what that means when it comes out to this is people can present the statistics. It's kind of like saying, okay, here's the total population, and oh, by the way, here's on a separate scale, but it looks the same because we're going to put it higher on the chart. Here's the number of people that are left-handed.
Right.
You know what I mean. You can present numbers in such a scary way, and it's even worse because then in New York State we have this stupid, they called it the HERO Act. So if the governor deems the infection the percentage of positive cases compared to the either 1,000 or 10,000 population rate, they can force businesses that do not have 100% vaccinated staff to wear masks indoors. So at my office, everybody has to wear masks when they're not sitting at their desk because the virus doesn't fall down lower.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole mask mandate is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're off masks that aren't. I shouldn't say ridiculous. That's a gross exaggeration, because if you're sick and you're coughing and sneezing, it's catching those big giant mucus globules before they get. So they do some help. They do some good, but they're not force fields like everybody thinks they are.
No.
Wearing an N95. No. If you're just wearing a dust mask, you're not protecting yourself from the virus anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think the funniest thing I went shopping and I go to the grocery stores and, I'm doing the social distancing thing, but not because I think that it's going to help save lives or anything. No, I just don't want to be that close to people.
Right.
But there was a guy in front of me at the grocery store. I kid you not. He had on 2 layers of masks, rubber boots, and rubber gloves, and full long sleeves.
He might have been sick.
I don't mean little nylon gloves. I mean full on chemical protective rubber gloves.
I've seen some people out like that, and some of them have immune problems. They're already
well, and for me, my answer to that would be, well, if you're worried about it that badly, there is such a thing as Instacart.
Well, you just gotta get out of the house sometimes, man.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
I saw a woman in the store. That's before I left Florida. And she had on a mask and a face shield.
Yep.
Now,
seen a lot of those.
I get the face shield because if people are coughing and sneezing on you, it's not getting in your eyes.
Yeah.
It looks stupid, but I get it. It makes sense. And some people were talking about her, and I just, she might be sick, guys. She might have cancer or some other system, and she just wants to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Paranoid freak stick, but either way, I wasn't going to go there.
Yeah, I know. All righty. Well, I think we need to wrap it up.
I agree.
We're about 45 minutes in. Hey, this has been a blast. We're going to do this next week.
We are.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Absolutely.
And we'll try and get the computer working, because I think you're on your phone still, aren't you?
I am on my phone.
Yeah. So for the folks that watch this, for the audience, we are working to bring the show back, obviously in a different format. You get to see our faces, get to see the things, the looks that we give in news articles, that things like that. And as you watch, there is if you join us on the live stream, there is a chat, and this works on either Facebook or YouTube. This is going out live at the same time to both Facebook and YouTube. Yay, technology! And I will probably download the audio and upload it to TalkShoe as well. We'll have to update the webpage. There's a lot to do, but what was the phrase you said, Ken? We've got to get this back. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the weather, enjoy the football, and we'll be back next week. Maybe with a little bit more tech, maybe with an actual intro and stuff. I don't know if I'll have a chance to do that, but we will be using different words in a different order. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Have a great day.